Well, hello and welcome back to my workbench. It is time once again to fix something. And today on the workbench, I am taking a look at a PS5 FAT. I'm not sure the exact model. I'm sure we'll check that later. But a FAT edition PS5. And this one I think is not totally dead. It makes some noises. Maybe it beeps. Let me read the description to you. Was working fine, then it just stopped working. Was not dropped, has no physical damage, just stopped working. Still makes noise when I hit the power button, but no power, just the button clicks. Maybe it doesn't beep. Do not know what happened, just randomly stopped working and selling for parts repaired. No controllers or cords, very clean system, taken care of, blah, blah, blah. So, it is a very clean system. Let's see if it has any signs of life, though. I'll give it some power. Power supply does start. And give it a second to initialize. Let's see if she'll try to do anything. No. Does not respond to power or eject. That power supply, I did see it start though. Okay. So that's what we're starting with, a totally dead PS5 FAT edition. Let's get some covers off and see what we can find. And with that side plate off, yes, we are sealed. Very, very nice. Well, I have gone ahead and removed the circuit board, which is an EDM031, by the way. I want to give this board 12 volts and see how much current draw we're getting. Let's just see. Channel 1, up to 300 milliamps. And we're hanging. We're hanging a long time at 300 milliamps. That's odd. It did finally go back down, but that is not normal. So, yeah. It looks like the south bridge is trying to talk to something, and it's waiting a long time and finally timing out what that looks like. So let's look around the board some with the meter. All right, so we checked current. We had 300 milliamps for a peak. So the board is not totally dead. It's alive to some extent. Our south bridge is not dead because we're drawing 300 milliamps, which means the SSD controller is waking up. It's accessing that. Something is dead. What is dead? Like I said, we had to have had 5 volts. We would never have drawn that much current otherwise. This is the fuse F7003 going into the standby controller there, DA9065. So that's good. No short, I don't think. Like I said, we're getting 300 milliamps, so our 5 volts not shorted, which sometimes, that would explain a totally, a board that doesn't respond to the power button if that 5 volt rail was shorted, which it is not. What about around our Wi-Fi Bluetooth module? Nope. Nope. That looks pretty normal. And this is a J20H100 module. So it gets 2 rails. It gets 3.3 and it gets 1.8. And one of them is here, and I can't remember if this is 3.3 or 1.8, but one of the converters, DC-DC converters for it is here, and the other one's on the other side of the board right there. And I always get them mixed up, which one's which, but I think this is the 3.3. But it is fused F7002, and it is F7002 is 400 ohms. That's interesting. So do we have a short on the other side of F7002 here? Yes, we do. So that's going into one of these DC-DC converters, like I said, for the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. So that would make sense. That's why it's hanging at 300 milliamps for so long. It's just Southbridge is trying to initialize this Wi-Fi Bluetooth module, and it is not responding because it's missing one of its power rails, or both of its power rails. Maybe missing both of them because I never checked. This fuse feeds 5 volts into this converter. It may also feed the other one as well. So there may not be any power on either one of these, the 1.8 or 3.3 for this. And again, this is a different 3.3 than what you have up here. This is a 3.3 volt rail just for the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. So we've got a short, and I'm have to look under the microscope. I see a big fat capacitor right here that could be shorted, and it could be this IC, the little converter IC. Let's look under the microscope so you can better see what I'm talking about there. Here is our converter, and find something to point with. So this fuse is open, F7002. See a big fat capacitor there. That's about all I see right away is this capacitor, or this DC-DC converter here. So, and this is on the input to this circuit. It's not on the output. The output would go over here to some of these rails going in by the Wi-Fi module. We didn't see a short there, so it's on the input. Let's remove this capacitor. That's as good a place as any to start. We'll remove it, see if our short goes away. If not, we'll remove that IC over there. As soon as I find a sliver of solder, here we are. Put a little leaded solder on there. Is it our capacitor? I don't see any obvious cracks. It could be one on the side of it. I didn't tilt the board to look. I don't see one on top though. Park that right there. Let's just check. We'll just check that continuity mode right now. No, it's not shorted. We still have a short on our fuse going in here. Is it the IC? Or is there another capacitor somewhere that I don't know about on the opposite side of the board? Okay. Is our short gone now? No. We're still shorted. Okay, I see some vias here, so it's going to be connected to the other side of the board as well. You know, it could very well be the input to the other DC-DC converter on the other side of the board. Let me just set this off to the side. That capacitor is stuck in place. So, yeah, so this fuse definitely feeds in 5 volts to this converter and the one on the other side. Let's flip the board over. See what we have over here. A very, very similar DC-DC converter. It's going to have a short on the input. Where's the input? Right there. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Okay, oops, don't run away. I can park it right there, maybe. Nope, I need it to stick to the board a little. Oh, come on. Stay right there for me. Otherwise, I'll be chasing you around with the probes. All right. Are you shorted? Yes. There's our short. Okay. I want to bet that that capacitor is the same value as the one on the other side of the board that we set aside. So let's get a quick reading on its value. 10 microfarad. Nope. Now it's warming up now. Now I'm reading 18 microfarad. 18 microfarad. Well, which one is it? Is it a 20 microfarad? Looking like a 20 microfarad. All right, let me see what I can find to replace the one on the other side. This one's good, obviously. And this one is shorted. Okay, let me find a suitable replacement. Might have to pull it off a donor if I don't have one that size, but let me see what I can find. All right, what I've been able to figure out is this is a 22 microfarad. Both sides of the board, this is a 22 microfarad on the input. This is the good one on this side of the board. Measures right at 19.8 microfarad. So pretty sure that's probably a 22. At probably 6.3. I've got some 22s at 10 that are the proper size. So we're going to put those in there. Replace that one on the other side. And we need a fuse. We need a 5 amp fuse. Which I know I have some fuses here somewhere. Right in front of me. Let me find my fuses and we're going to get that swapped out. I think we'll have a working PS5 as soon as I find my fuses. Well, I think we are ready to test. I've got it back in the chassis. Fans connected, ribbon cable for the LEDs, power button. Let's give it a try. That's doing something. Get a picture. Assuming that HDMI port is good. Probably it's going to want to do a storage check, because I'm sure it went down, crashed hard when that capacitor shorted. White light. Oh, there we go. White light, and we are checking our storage, repairing our storage. All right, we are back to life. Let me finish putting it all back together, and I'll give it a bit more of a test before we declare it completely healthy. I'll wait for it to come back up to the logo. There we go. We're coming up. All right, let me get it all back together, and we'll finish this up. All right, well, this PS5 is fully reassembled. I've installed a game. It's running in demo mode. Everything seems to be working just fine on it. So another PS5 saved from the scrap heap. Well, hope you liked that one. Thought it was somewhat interesting, educational, entertaining, any of the above. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you in that very next repair. Bye for now.